The Sanctuary of the Streetlights by FoggyGlassEye. The sidewalk was still darkened from the earlier rain, a thick fog remaining hours later. The trees were bare, multicolored leaves pulled from them by the wind. The leaves that didn't bunch up against curbs or in storm drains were stomped into a brown mush in front of the endless rows of closed storefronts. Fall had well and truly set in. The wind died down hours ago. Everything around Julia seemed static. For as chaotic and lively as the weather had been earlier, the night belonged to the dead. The cold remained. The stinging threat of early winter brushed across Julie's face as she stopped below the streetlight. She checked her phone. 3% power. The darkness between the streetlights seemed infinite, each light a safe haven from the shadows between. Julie looked back and saw, a few streetlights away, that a hooded man was quietly following her. He disappeared in the shadows between, returning to view as he got closer. If anyone else was nearby, they weren't close enough to see through the fog, and they were dead silent. Could they hear someone's screams, she wondered? Would they even know what direction they came from? Julie didn't let herself think of what might happen if he caught up to her between the shadows on the sidewalk. She had to keep moving. She couldn't help but feel small, a rush of fear and exhilaration accompanying her first step into the shadows. She was a child again, standing before a pitch-black hallway, willing herself to walk, not run, through the darkness. Julie used to think that adulthood was growing out of that fear, to accept that there was nothing lurking in the shadows and walk through them effortlessly. Now, on this cold October night, she knew that the opposite was true. She held her breath as the darkness swallowed her, only daring to breathe again in the sanctuary of the streetlights. She could hear him getting closer. His breathing was shallow, quick, hungry. Looking ahead, Julie saw a storefront that she was familiar with. An alleyway was coming up on her right, and if she remembered where it was, she could take a shortcut through it and be home within minutes. Between the streetlights, Julie cut to the side, leaving the safety of visibility behind. She stepped lightly, sacrificing speed for silence. The loud, hungry steps of the hooded man followed her. He closed the distance in seconds, and with lights on both sides of the alley and the distance, whispered into the darkness as he reached out to her. "Hey, could you spare $1? I just need something to eat." Julie pounced, pulling him close and biting into his neck. The man cried out briefly, but the echo of his desperation died out in the darkness. Not a single living soul heard his dying moments, just her. The night, like it always had before, belonged to the dead.